We're here in the THP Tech Studio today talking about Kinetixx Velocity driver shafts. You probably have seen some of the previews showing the different color options available. Those are soon to be released in the near future, it sounds like. In this case, in my hands, I actually have a stunning blue one, which if anyone knows me from the THP forums or community, they definitely know this is always my selection. They actually have 4 total colors presently. This very interesting bronzy gold color, which is pretty cool looking, as well as like a darker, almost hunter green in this case, and then their traditional, more of a lime green profile. What's unique about Velocity is the design intent is to improve the overall velocity of the product. They're getting a little bit softer in the butt and tip section and maintaining that stability in the centralized portion. And the goal here, once again, is to improve overall velocity. Does that mean high launch? Not necessarily. What that means is those who might get a little bit handsy can perform a little bit better under those kind of conditions. One thing I must remind you about Kinetixx is they are, in fact, the only company in golf right now doing vacuum cured with their products. And what that means is less resin, which in our case means better, higher performance and feedback. So what we'll do today, pardon me on that drop, what we'll do today is spend some time hitting shots here in the bay and see what sort of performance gains we can get. And as mentioned, I haven't actually moved that much since the preview. However, we are in fact in the bay. Gonna hit some driver's shots today. This will be an interesting experience for me because I'm a higher spin guy. I need something that is about as tip stiff as possible. So we might see some introduction of spin here. But as we always do in the THP Tech Studio, we'd love to hit everything and experience it for ourselves. So let's take a look. First shot's up. Warm up swing, I like to pull them a little bit. So that's fairly consistent for what I see from in the bay, not swinging every second sort of way. Spin is right around 3,000 RPMs, which is probably a little bit better than I expected from my own personal perspective on a shaft that isn't necessarily tailored directly for my game. I do like to see that ball speed right up near 160. That's definitely appealing to me. Getting the descent as well at 41 degrees. We'll try and get that down a little bit. Let's hit again. So we have a little fade off the line here, which means spin is definitely going to be elevated to some extent. I think we're seeing, upwards of 4,000 RPMs of spin. Now, I think this is a great story for those who are in more of that mid-range spin perspective. They're not looking for something that the ball plummets out of the ground, but they're definitely looking for something that performs in a more handsy profile overall. Let's go ahead and hit again. Now I hit that one pretty well. Spin is a little bit up there. Again, we're seeing really consistent ball speed around just under 160 miles per hour. What I definitely like about this product is they've made a point of saying it's a bit softer in the hands and a bit softer in the tip section, while being extremely stable in the middle portion, or at least more stable. I can definitely get a sense of that softer profile near the tip. It's certainly unique to what I'm normally playing, so I absolutely believe that there is some characteristics there that would benefit. It looks a lot like our first shot. I would expect the spin's going to come down because I am scoring up the face a little bit harder coming inside. What's interesting is if you talk to a lot of fitters, they will make a point to say more than 3 swings, you start to navigate the product more than you do your own swing. That might have been the case there a little bit, but hey, I love to see the speed consistently rate in that 158 to 159. And I also really like to see that total spin come down for me, which is great. Let's hit one more. Now this was a little toe side on the bunch. I used to absolutely live on the toe of my driver. In this case, it's performed pretty well. Dispersion from the pin on this one is optimal for sure at 275 yards. So as we often do here, we are now on table view. I've analyzed the 5 shots I took with the Velocity shaft by Kinetixx, and I actually eliminated my second shot. I feel like that is significantly different than the others, and in order to keep it fair, I'm definitely not a robot, despite what some people would argue, and in this case, I feel like showcasing the average is a little bit more realistic without that significantly higher spinnier shot, which is our second shot here. What I do really like about this product is the consistency. Now, if you're looking at the average at 158.4 from a ball speed perspective, and you go through all 5 shots, excluding again that second shot, it is very, very, very close to the same number. When it comes to driver, I am always looking for consistency, both in performance and in the way the shaft reflects off the head. In this case, I am definitely satisfied with that main line. And it is my understanding that for the folks out there who are seeking improved ball speeds, who are seeking that kind of increased velocity overall, the name really performs as it should. A perfect moniker for that product, and for those who are looking for a new shaft, especially over at our friends at Club Champion, they will definitely provide this and let you take some shots with it. Looking elsewhere in the data, an average of 3,200 RPMs a spin off a stiff flex shaft. I am not surprised it's above 3,000, but at the same time, that is actually pretty good for me overall without a couple of those very tip stiff shafts that I'm more comfortable playing. I think this is going to be more like in the lower twos for the more common golfer. I do have a little bit of a unique swing that changes that spin a bit, and that's definitely playing a role here. Peak overall at 39, once again, is where more or less where I expect to be. I'm always chasing under 40, but this does a nice job of presenting that the ball will not simply fall out of the air for me, especially on 3 of the 5 shots, which I'm looking for. Overall carry, we did see some unique left to right swings as I navigated through this product. I like 262 yards of carry overall. I'm definitely seeking as much carry as I can off a driver, as it is the big stick. But I would definitely take above 260 and be very comfortable with it in this profile. So for you folks at home, if you get a chance to go hit the Velocity shaft by Kinetixx, please do so.